This will be my Salomon Adv Skin 12 pack that I've got. This is the new bag for 2019, and if you want to see more, I'll link the video up top on either side. So let's jump straight into it and let's go over what's in my bag. I've made a little list here just so I don't skip out on anything, and as I've said before in previous videos, if there's anything you guys want me to cover in more depth, just hit me up in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to the video down below on the right and like the video if it kind of helped you out. The Salomon Adv Skin 12 pack is the pack I've chosen for the next few years. I've tried a hell of a lot of other different bags for mountain biking and for like hiking and stuff like that, and this is by far the best bag that I've found so far for trail running. This is the bag fully packed with most of my kit in it. The only thing that you don't see on the front on either side here are the bottles, and I also slide a bottle. There's a pouch running in the back of this pack. So I will put up at the end of this video the compulsory race kit for the Ultra Trail Cape Town 65k, but obviously bear in mind, wherever you are in the world, whatever race you're doing, whoever's organising it, they're going to have a different kind of rules and regulations, and they're going to also have adjustments to whatever they think is the kit that you need for the race. So for this pack and for this video, I'm going to be kind of going along the lines of what I'm going to have in my bag for race day and what I have in my bag for training, so that I can just get used to having the pack on my back, training the same weight that I'll be running in during the race. I think that's very important. Let's start off with the bottles. I'm using the Salomon bottles. I've spoken to a few of my subscribers and I have placed an order, but apparently Salomon International is doing stock take or counting something or trying to see how many they should bring into the country. I am in Cape Town, South Africa, so it usually takes a little bit longer. But once they come out with the hard bottom bottles with a bigger lid, I'm wanting to try and move some of my nutrition over to liquids, so like Tailwind or Hammerheed or something like that. Perpetuum would be the hammer variety of that for longer distances. So I'm wanting to try some of that stuff in the future in my pack, and I'm wanting to therefore try those bottles with a larger lid, and they're also easier to fit into these pockets in the front. So for the race, I'll be taking 1.5 litres of water. That's compulsory to start the race. And what I usually do is I just put a piece of, what is it, it's like killing wrap or cling film over the bottle, shut the lid on one of the bottles that's 500 mils, and I put it in the back compartment over here. Just because I have found the little lids on the soft flasks and stuff like that, they tend to get pressed if they are in the back of the bag with other stuff, and they have leaked on me before. And in the longer mountain bike races, I normally just take a bladder because I can fill it with like 2.5, 3 litres of water, and that's that. I can always fill it up along the way as well. But with trail racing and stuff, I like to have 3 different bottles, and then I can kind of mix and match what I'm taking. So if I'm taking stuff like Tailwind or Hammer Perpetuum or Heed or something, or Gatorade or whatever, I can have that in 1 or 2 of the bottles, and when I eat, I'd like to just take normal water or drink normal water, so I'd have that in the 3rd bottle perhaps. The second item you see on the side of the screen over here is the buff. I usually take one, and you'll see later on as well I take another one in my kit. And loads of people on YouTube have made quite extensive videos on the uses. You can wear them around your hand, you can wick sweat, you can wear them as a headband, a hat. You can put them actually over your hands to brace against rocks, or there's a variety of different uses, and it is probably one of the top 3 best pieces of kit I recommend taking with you. The plastic cup is number 3, and that I take with me. It's saved me numerous times when I've been up in the mountains and I have to try and fill up bottles, or I haven't had a cup on me, or I haven't actually, in one of the training runs I forgot my water bottles, but I had that cup in the back so I could collect all my water in that, which was awesome. And also obviously environmentally friendly. You don't want to carry a lot of plastic bottles or disposable bottles and stuff. You definitely don't want to leave stuff on the mountains. Number 4 is just like spares. So I take like a first aid kit. You need a certain meterage bandage that is compulsory for the race. I take a sachet of things like Rehydrate. I take some Miprodol and headache tablets, or something that I wouldn't necessarily take in training or a race, unless I kind of was suffering from a really bad headache and felt I needed to stop, and then at least I had it in my bag. But I be very careful about what kind of medication or what things you take during an endurance event. In that little bag, as well as spare plasters, some spare toilet paper, just things like that that I want to have all together. I'm not necessarily going to use, and I just shove in the bottom of my bag. Number 5, you'll see I normally use gels and bars. So what I do is I take, I think, 300 calories, so 2 or 3 bars or 3 or 4 gels or something, and I pack them in the back of my bag, and that is just as a reserve. So if I get stuck on the mountain, or I have done before, I've miscalculated calories and I've actually ran out of bars or gels, at least I know I've got extra for safety. Number 6, and I usually use a Ziploc bag, which I'll show you as well, and I'll shove them in, that would be my spare buff, and that would be base layers. So a long sleeve top base layer with a moisture wicking material that kind of wicks the sweat away from your body so that you don't get freezing cold if the wind is blowing as well. You can layer that underneath your rain jacket and all that. And some long tights. So I take those as my base layers. I take an extra buff in there because normally your buff gets soaked. So I take an extra buff, I put that all into a Ziploc bag so that it compresses nicely, and I'll put it into one of my favorite pieces of kit that I've picked up this year that I'll show you guys at the end of the video. Number 8 is what I just mentioned before, is a Ziploc bag. So these little Ziploc bags are awesome, obviously see through. I use them for pretty much everything. I have little ones that I put my iPhone in, that I put actually in the front of my kit, so it'll be kind of in one of these 2 pockets in front. And I put some spare cash, as I said before, some toilet paper and stuff. So I put all of that in the front, and it just keeps it out of the moisture and out of the wet. A headlamp is something that obviously is compulsory. I think the race starts at 5 a.m, so it's dark outside, so we will start with headlamps on. What I'm actually going to do is I'm in the market to actually upgrade that headlamp. The headlamp I showed you in the photo is one that I'm just going to use as a spare, that I was actually given in one of these night races in the vineyards in the area that we live in. So I'm going to keep that in my bag as a spare with extra batteries, and I'm going to get something. I'm looking at the petrol headlamps, and I'm just kind of seeing what will work best for my needs. If you guys have got any headlamps or anything like that that you recommend, please down below in the comments. That would be quite helpful. I take an emergency torch. It's the one I've got is from, like, I think it's my wife got it for me from overseas actually, but I think you get it from Mountain Warehouse or something, Outdoor Warehouse, something like that. But it's actually pretty rad. The whole top lights up like a red glow stick, and the front is a little torch, so I always just shove that in my bag just in case. The cables I take in like a dry bag as well, and I put them in with a portable power bank. I went up recently, I plucked a clip, and it was so cold at the top. I'm not sure if it was maybe my phone mixed with a bit of the cold and charging and stuff, but it went from 90% battery to 5 and then shut off. And I didn't actually have the power bank on me, so from now on, especially in extreme cold weather and stuff, it wasn't snowing or anything like that, but I'm sure that can get even worse. But I always take a power bank and a cable charger, just so that I can make sure my phone is working. Luckily, I had 5% battery left. I warmed it up a little bit and stuff and got it to turn on, and phoned a mate that I was meeting. A raincoat. This raincoat's got a big rip on the underneath of the arm, so I'm also actually going to buy a raincoat before that race. It'll be some sort of lightweight. They are pretty expensive, most of them, but I'll obviously review and let you guys know what I pick up. Arm warmers are something that I take with all the time, and they're amazing. I'd say that's probably also the second bit of kit that I like the most, along with obviously the Ziploc bags, because they tuck under your t-shirts. I'm sure loads of you guys have seen them. I wore them often for cycling and mountain bike races, and you can just strip them off very easily. So you can just pull them down on both sides when you get a bit warm, and leave them around your arms as kind of buffs almost, and pull them up if you get colder, which works really well. So you kind of don't, if it's not raining, you don't need to kind of pull out your base layer or anything like that. Okay, and the last thing on my list is the thing that has actually been the best so far this season, and that is dry bags. They're not perforated, but they obviously let the air out and they don't let water in. And the one is just a little bit more hardy, so obviously the grams, and I know sometimes every gram counts, but I do all these races for fun and stuff, so I'm not too worried about weight to a certain extent. So the tougher, harder, sort of orangey yellow one is the one that I like and prefer the most. The blue one's sort of the lightweight one. And what I do is I race with the blue one in the front of my pack on this side, and that, if it starts raining or anything, I'll shove headphones, my cell phone, my camera that I use to film on the trails and stuff in there. And the one in the back I usually put, and I put it from stuff that I use the least to stuff that I'll use the most. So I'll put maybe my medical aid kits and stuff like that in there. I'll put my spare layers that I'm not probably going to use for training, and it just compresses down. It keeps everything properly dry in the back and all together in the same place. If you're going to put medical aid stuff and all that stuff, make sure you put it at the top of the bag so that if you fall, twist your ankle, your mate gets hurt or something, you can get to it easily and it's not buried at the bottom of your bag. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This again is the bag, the Salomon Adv Skin 12. Check it out. I've got 2 videos. Make sure you watch the one with the broken toggles that broke first, and then the other one is just a bit more in-depth, a bit of an update and a bit of a fix. So you can catch those videos on my channel. I'll link them at the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helps you guys out. Let me know if you've got any tips for packing your race stuff, or what you guys use, what's working for you, your top 3 things that you found maybe this season or last season that help you the most. I dig to have a conversation about it, dig to hear about it, and I'll catch you guys soon. Ciao.